2, 1.
Hajime Mashite. Anatowami.
Como estas? Mi amo Mike.
I hate you all so much.
I'm sorry. Gomenasai.
Oh my god. Anatowami de Masu. Tales from the bottom of the ocean. Domoegato agozaimasu.
Yep.
How do you say it again?
I don't know.
What did he say?
Como se dice? Como se dice?
That's Italian.
What?
Yeah.
Jeez. We're already losing time because of your antics, Mike. How do you?
All right, we're doing the Book of Five Rings.
We're doing the Book of Five Rings.
By Miyamoto Musashi.
All right, so take a seat, take a seat, get on your mat, assume your dueling stances, relax, and
that is like assume you're
dive.
dueling stances, but also well, no, actually, it makes sense.
Exactly.
Good thinking.
Exactly.
Oh my God, 5 stars. Where's our Emmy, Oscar, whatever the hell it is?
They need to make
Razzie.
Razzie. Where's our what's it called? Our gold play button.
Why don't you give a little description about what the Book of Five Rings is, even though I'm the one who read the book.
Shut up. Gladly. The Book of Five Rings, or Gorin no Sho, is a text on kenjutsu and martial arts in general, written by the Japanese swordsman Miyamoto Musashi around 1645.
It's this guy.
It's that guy on the. It's actually him.
Yeah. Let's just. Yep. This was illustrated by Dad. Never mind. Translated. Never mind. Whatever. Keep going.
Illustrated by Miyamoto Musashi. All right. So, Mike, you're the one who read it. How does Miyamoto establish the book? Like, how does he set the scene of it?
He basically goes and says, well, I read the first page because I got a little cheat code right here, you see. No, I remembered perfectly, dude. I read it like a year ago in my Earth Science class. It's basically talking about how martial arts are like a way of life, and that he separates it, and then you'll see later into certain scrolls. Mm-hmm. And it basically is like translating like life and martial arts to life and stuff like that.
Exactly, and also to like battle, right? Even in the minor and larger scale. Miyamoto saw it as he basically saw it as you could have the potential to you as one person could defeat 10 men, and as 1,000 men can defeat 1,000,000 men. You have the potential to do so no matter what the circumstances, but you have to train and you have to be very diligent. You have to basically follow a couple of key sort of principles that he establishes in the Book of Five Rings. Yeah. But you also have to be fluid. You can't just be as rigid as possible. Sorry, so let's get...
A lot of Taoism and Zen Buddhism principles in this little bookie.
Yeah, it's very fantastic.
Bookie wookie.
Yeah. But, alright, so... let's see. I guess we can start with the books themselves. So he divides the Book of Five Rings into...
You mean the scrolls?
Really? Are they scrolls?
It says it in the book. Maybe you should read it.
Listen, why would I do that while I got you to read things for me? Anyway, so with the description I was gathering, because I basically just read a large summary of it.
I bet.
Anyway, so the first book or scroll or whatever, they're both used to put words to paper. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Is the Book of Earth.
Yeah.
All right. So in the Book of Earth, its purpose is to ground you in reality and develop an acute sense of complete awareness in your life. In order to be victorious in battle and in life, you have to live at an ever-increasing levels of consciousness.
Yeah, the Book of Earth, it doesn't actually offer... It doesn't offer, See, the book is... This isn't just, a philosophical book. It also has techniques in it. The Earth Scroll is more so to the... The Earth Scroll is more as, a basis before you even learn any of it. To, really just be grounded to the Earth. And it has a few, he has a set of rules for military science.
Oh, you're gonna read that?
Yeah, I got it here.
All right, go ahead.
Because I bought the book.
Oh my God, just freaking do your job.
Think of what is right and true. Practice and cultivate the science. Become acquainted with the arts. Know the principles of the crafts. Understand the harm and benefit in everything, which is hard.
Yeah.
Learn to see everything accurately.
Yeah.
Become aware of what is not obvious. Be careful even in small matters, and do not do anything useless.
And that's in the Book of Earth.
Yes,
And what would you-
the Book of Earth is quite literally just to get you started for the rest of the scrolls. It appears.
Really?
It seems.
All right. I have a couple of quotes from the actual text itself from the book. It is hard to understand the true way just from the use of the sword. So that's a pretty good establishing principle. By practicing, you will be able to you will be able to attain full mastery over your body, and to influence men with your body.
It basically is like a foundation for the rest of the scrolls.
Yeah, I mean that's good. And it also emphasizes the value of training, versatility, open-mindedness, and extreme conviction.
I believe the fire scroll goes in most into technique.
Yeah, it does. That's what I was gathering.
Well, no, there's
Actually, no. The
quite a few in
water.
the water
It was the
scroll.
water and fire scroll. Like the fire scroll, I think goes into the strategy aspect. No, that's the water scroll. Yeah, we'll get into it. Don't worry about it.
I'm just rereading.
But also, if you know the way widely, you will find the way within everything. Each man must pursue his own particular way.
Quite a Taoist way of looking at things.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Only gives you a little more self-control. It makes it feel like you have your own way rather than there just being a way.
So I guess like the Earth be. I mean, there's a lot of obvious sort of contradictions in it, but like they remedy that by sort of basically saying that you got to be both at the same time.
Yeah.
Like you got to be
Which,
grounded.
especially we'll get into when we get to the scroll of emptiness.
Yeah.
It's basically the entire chapter.
Yeah, but it's saying that you gotta not only ground yourself, but also be fluid. You have to train rigidly, but not be so rigid in your training that you are dogmatic
Yeah.
and not prone to change. I don't think it's gonna be this episode where we talk about Miyamoto Musashi, but he was a pretty cool dude.
He was cool.
He's famous for having like the most duels won.
He's famous for supposedly being undefeated.
Oh. Well, yeah, I guess we can never really know, but whatever. So apparently 63 duels undefeated. But anyway, now onto the Book of Water.
Of agua, as they say in Japan and Spain.
I think those are two different places, Mike.
You know the word for bread is the same in Spain and Japan?
Really?
Yeah, it's the
Pan?
only one. Pan, yeah.
Mm.
I don't know about water. I'm like not sure at all.
Who knows? Jeez. So the Book of Water, obviously the longest of the 5 books.
What? Oh, yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty long. I thought you read the book, Mike. Jeez, you would know that. But yeah, the Water Book spends a great deal of time on specific techniques of sword fighting, and he discusses topics such as posture and strategy, proper gaze, and
The state of
strategy.
mind, too.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't be too rigid in your state of mind. You have to
Yeah.
go with the flow of battle or else you'll get stabbed.
Stabbed to death.
Especially in sword fighting.
Yeah. Proper footwork and stances, specific techniques and principles such as no plan, no concept, running water strike, and continuous cut, which are all like things that you would do when facing an opponent.
Yeah.
However, Musashi also finds time to promulgate philosophical proverbs that can be extrapolated not only to Aikido training, but to daily life.
Aikido? Aikido is a type of grappling martial art.
I don't know, like the summary that I was gathering this from. Ooh, what's that? The summary that I was gathering this from, the guy who was extrapolating information from the text was teaching Aikido.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So-
because a lot of martial artists do use this book as a reference,
Yeah.
but this book mostly is strictly about sword fighting.
You played judo. Played judo.
Yeah.
You did judo, right? Do you take anything from the Book of Five Rings from? Like,
Yeah, mostly the way we set it up is like there's certain groups of throws, and each one, like the first set is like the earth set. Well, actually, I don't remember if that's actually true. But like the earth set, the water set, the fire set. The water set's actually the last
jeez,
one.
you're assuming stances, dude.
Like they each have a separate principle. Like fire rises, so like you kind of pick your opponent up, or like metal cuts, so you cut their legs, but you sweep their legs so that they fall and stuff like that.
Wait, so you have a stance for every element in, I guess, Buddhist philosophy.
Not really stance, more like a way of going about it. But yeah,
Oh.
like you could kind of tell, like just by the name of the element, if you even like watch Avatar: Last Airbender, you could tell like what's about to happen.
Oh.
Like the fire scroll, you could tell it would be like more offensive techniques, stuff like that.
Mm.
What a good show.
That was a good show. We gotta do a dive on it. Anyway, I got
Not
some.
actually a bad idea. Because it actually uses philosophy.
Yeah, exactly. This is another set of quotes from the Book of Water. You will not attain the way of strategy simply by reading this book. You must internalize the writings in this book.
Oh yeah, it does say to actually practice.
Yeah,
but
you must understand the principles within your body.
yeah, unfortunately, I can't just pick up a sword and throw it around.
Why not? When he was 13, he just picked up a sword and fucking killed like 28 people or something like that. Apparently. Let's just believe it's true.
I did take like a sword fighting lesson, but like I don't know the legitimacy or anything.
I took a sword fighting lesson too, and it was pretty fun. But here's another one. Your body should not relax in correspondence with your mind, and you must remain resolute when the body is calm. That's another contradiction, obviously.
I've just become a strip mall karate sensei. That'll be my aesthetic.
Like in those, I guess those cartoons where it's just like you find the janitor, he's sweeping.
I'll just walk in, like I'll wear this headband for the rest of my life and into my coffin. I just said that really Long Islandish, didn't I? Coffin.
Coffin.
I'm gonna get in the coffin.
Park. Yeah, whatever.
I'm gonna get some coffee and hop in my coffin. Oh my god, that's annoying as hell.
Jeez, I can hear our subscribers and followers just vanishing just into the. It's like, wow, the Book of Five Rings, but he's saying coffin. Now it's awful.
Put him in the coffin.
Now it's awful. This is awful. Put him in the coffin. Well, were we doing a show or something? Anyway.
Oh, I should have brought my katana. Then I could really drive it home.
Okay, now I think that's too far.
Yeah.
If it was too far for me to introduce the show with some Japanese, then it's definitely too far for.
Well, I can't bring a watermelon and chop it in half.
That'd
be cool.
That would be really cool, but no. Live presently, be ready. The ultimate aim of awareness is not in the etherealness or the abstract, but in the present, here and now.
Yeah.
When that's along there, that's cool.
Well, no, because water is like always flowing. Earth is always there. You could always go back to a patch of earth and be like, oh, it's still there.
Oh, so it's like saying that you have to maintain attentiveness to like what's going on because it's always
like
going.
You have to. It's like Taoism in a way where like you stay the same even when your situation. Like, well, no, you go with the situation, never changing. Like you don't start to fear that something's going wrong because something's changing.
These are obviously all strategies for like you can use in your daily life, but also
like let's say in sword fighting, your arm just got chopped off. I still got another hand.
Yeah, you just have to maintain the flow of battle.
Yep.
Like battle's constantly flowing. You have
just
to
bring a gun and win automatic.
He actually does. Like this was around the time when they
was
trade with like the Europeans, so they did get the guns.
I think he criticizes them a bit because of the reloading factor. Yeah. I don't recall if that's correct, but I think he does give his criticisms on firearms.
Yeah, but he was explaining how like I think in the Book of Fire that he should advance in the like confusion of the smoke clouds of gunpowder.
Yeah.
So as to like seize the moment, sort of thing, while they're already weakened by the hail of gunfire. Yeah, this period was really cool. Samurais and guns.
Yeah,
like it was the merging of the two, and cannons too. It's amazing. Evolutions of like siege warfare. We should do a dive on the Shinboku Judai, definitely.
I've never even.
You should look it up. Definitely look it up. There's like a really easy video. That's really cool. Like I'm not gonna say it like here, but there's a very decent couple of videos you can watch about it. It's really easy to grasp. You know what I mean? It was a warring states period, but it's pretty easy to grasp. Anyway.
I like Japan.
Yeah.
It's a cool place.
It's a nice place. It's important to be able to see both sides without moving your eyes. So another thing on expanding your perception, Musashi emphasizes. Because, I mean, like the thing is, like, listen, you never are really sure when things can like switch up, especially in war and battle.
He had a principle of like always. He had a principle of like him always facing away from the sun and always guiding his opponent to the left.
Yeah. As to
cool.
like make their eyes into the sunlight.
Yeah.
Or he also talks about like
obstacles
attacking his less dominant hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool stuff.
Yeah, it is really cool.
Even though it's fallen into obscurity since sword fighting did too, but In a way, I hate gunpowder for that, but also I guess guns are cool too.
Listen,
When used right.
When Mad Max starts kicking up, don't worry, we'll still continue the podcast.
God, please.
We'll still continue the podcast. We'll just do it from the back of like a massive truck,
You know how there's Renaissance fairs? There should just be Mad Max fairs where everyone pretends the apocalypse.
and it's like kills.
Damn, that's a good idea. Now someone's gonna steal it and do it because
Yeah.
I don't have the money to do
Yeah,
it.
good job, Mike. All right, so we're gonna talk about the 9 ways of strategy. It's 9 steps. All right, so this is the first one. Do not think dishonestly and adhere to the way.
You're sure you're not reading the same thing I just read?
I don't think I did,
You might be. Let's check.
because this is in the book of water.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wait, no, I am saying the same thing you are.
Think of what is right and true. Practice up. I'm 3 steps ahead.
Whatever. Why is it in the book of earth?
I don't
I mean
know.
water.
Hey,
Garbage.
why have source material when you got the source right here?
Screw your sources.
Here, just read the book.
Ooh. I'll be right back, guys.
Read all of it now.
Translator's preference.
Preface.
Whatever. The Jap. No. Take your freaking book. I got my notes right here. All right, we're going to the Book of Fire, since Mike likes to ruin things.
I'm sorry, dude. Like, you asked me to do this. Like, you was like, let's do the Book of 5 Rings. Like, oh, yeah, I read that book. Like, now I actually am knowledgeable of the subject, so I got you a little bit,
Yeah.
I got you to the left, and you're facing the sun.
He actually manifested his knowledge to that headband. It's not even there, actually.
Yeah, it is.
Never mind, Mike.
So you're not going to get the better of me.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm a master.
The Fire Book refers to fighting methods unlike the specific fighting techniques listed in the Water Book. It goes into a broader scope in terms of hints as to assess a situation as well as specific situational instructions. So, how to, I guess, go about the shifting of battle, etc. Like
Yeah,
what to do
I
in certain
believe
situations.
I believe the Fire Book, it talks most about, like,
Stances, right? No, not stances, like attacks.
not even so much like that, but like knowing your opponent and knowing when they're about to screw up and stuff like that.
Oh,
And like
yeah.
when they're about to screw up, like, all right, this is when we're gonna go over there and stab them 1,000 times.
Seize the initiative. Didn't you tell me about something like step on the sword or something like that?
Oh yeah, it's like I believe that is in a literal sense actually stepping on it, but in a war sense, it's like when they're reloading or retreating or any of that. That's when you go in.
Push the advantage.
Yeah, you go in and like you don't let them, like, because they're no longer like 100% there for war. So you go and you stab them.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh well, I didn't expect that. I guess I lose.
The Aikido master I was reading this assessment from was actually had really good points on like what it was about, which just kind of makes me wish we knew like some people who actually like
If you told me about this like a month earlier, I could have gotten somebody.
really.
Yeah, probably.
Uh,
Oh well, too late now.
yeah,
You got me. I have a brown belt. That's good enough.
jeez. But it was white when you found it. Now. No. But. Jeez. But. Jeez, what was I even saying?
Something about
Stepping on the sword.
stepping on the sword. Yeah.
Well, no, okay, so the Aikido master I was reading this from, he had like a lot of really, really insightful commentary on like what that can mean in life. Like stepping on the sword obviously means like if you see like don't wait till your problems metastasize. Like
Yeah.
like when they're weak, like cut them down instantly.
Yeah. In a way, it's like anti-Taoism in a sense because you don't let it just happen. It's like, all right, yeah, we're gonna take the initiative here and just stab.
Stab, dude. All right, so he notes the obvious advantages, of armor and preparedness before a duel or battle, as it applies to one man or a whole group of men. Yeah.
I believe he the samurai had like a negative view about shields and things, like hiding behind the shield.
Yeah,
I thought they did.
No. I'm saying like they. Okay, so I know that they had a that they did have like shields against arrows. Like they would erect these like sort of kind of like palisades that can shield you against arrows. I knew that. This is another thing. We should do like dive episodes on like ancient weaponry.
That'd be cool.
That would be
Even though it has nothing to do with philosophy at all.
Well, I mean, it's a philosophy of, I guess, design, like the way that certain ways in destruction like continue on throughout history. Like, dude, like I know Suleiman the Great or Suleiman the Magnificent or whatever. He had these cannons that were literally like the size of this room.
I like Alexander. Wasn't Alexander the Great the guy who had elephants? War elephants?
Hannibal.
Hannibal? Oh.
Yeah, Hannibal.
Hannibal Buress. Dude, we should get him on the show.
Hannibal. But what was cool about Hannibal is that he actually, like, the Romans thought they were monsters because they literally never saw.
Yeah, weren't they literal barbarians?
No, he thought because they never saw an elephant before.
What? Oh my god, that's horrifying.
Yeah, imagine.
Like, what the hell is that?
And why is he shooting things from the top of that thing? What the hell is this? It's got a long snake-like thingy. What is it?
That's terrifying.
It's not on his face. No, I'm kidding.
Cancelled.
Anyway, I got a quote from the Book of Fire. As one man can defeat 10 men, so can 1,000 men defeat 10,000. However, you can... I see that Musashi was good at math. However, you can become a master of strategy by training alone with a sword, so that you can understand the enemy's stratagems, his strength and resources, and come to appreciate how to apply strategy to beat 10,000 men.
I don't really get that, because, like, learning how to fight by yourself just doesn't really work. You need someone to help.
Oh, well, obviously, because obviously he's teaching this to students, so he's saying that
I
I'm
guess,
gonna
like,
teach you right now how to do that.
And go home and do it yourself.
No, but one thing that's cool is I was reading how, like, Musashi really, though he emphasized, using different weapons, like, understanding how to use several weapons. He thought that the sword was like a sort of, he saw the sword as like a spiritual embodiment of...
Yeah, he had like a real like attachment to swords.
Exactly. Yeah, he saw the long sword as like a spiritual embodiment of this, like the way of strategy.
He brings up spears. I don't remember what context, but like he said something about spears not like being like impersonal or something.
Oh, I think he was saying how like the spears constrict you to like fighting one particular way.
That's no. That's what it was. He always stressed having a long sword and a short sword, just in case. He thought like things like spears limited your actual like room. That's what I remember. He said like have a weapon for every occasion.
But he also said like you should also still practice using 2 long swords in both hands, so in case that ever call for that situation, you can easily do it.
Yeah. Well, I actually think he thought like every weapon should has its place.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, like
and you should understand every place,
useless.
and you should understand how to use every weapon in every place.
Yeah, he was a weapons master.
I mean, like, yeah, and none of y'all are stupid. You can understand, like, it's not to your benefit to understand like the tools necessary to complete certain tasks and what you need in a certain task. Like, but at the same time, like I read that. At the same time, I think it's actually in the next book, maybe, but he was explaining how like you shouldn't squander your time on something that you just seriously aren't good at, like sort of buffer. Like I guess when leading an army, you shouldn't have, I guess, your riflemen also scrambling to operate, the artillery,
Yeah.
Like, have your bases covered with people who know what they're doing, but have your bases covered,
Yeah.
The tools of strategy to help you win. All right, so the dependence on location according to the Book of Five Rings is crucial. You must be in a place where man-made objects such as buildings, towers, castles, and such do not obstruct your view, as well as facing or standing in a position where the sun or moon does not affect your vision.
Which I also... I'm just spoiling the whole episode, I'm sorry.
I mean, it's whatever. But, I mean, that's also, like, sort of iterated in The Art of War by Sun Tzu a bit. Try to basically, like, approach every situation from a situation most tactical and most opportune for you. Tactical.
Tactical, I hate that, I hate that trend in Hollywood.
What? Wait, what?
Tactical? You don't know what that is?
Oh, is that
when they make like costumes like from superheroes look cool and also tactical?
Oh.
So they end up looking like boring and dumb. Like Captain America looks kind of stupid.
Maybe.
Back to the podcast. If only Iron Fist was in the MCU, then we would have been making some sense.
I have no idea what you just said, but anyway.
Actually, no, he doesn't even have a sword.
I still don't know what you're talking
Iron
about.
Fist? That guy?
I don't know who that is.
He's from Screw It, whatever. He's the one guy in comic books who uses ki.
So nobody knows what you're talking about still. But anyway, I mean, I know what ki is, whatever. Anyway, Book of Five Rings. We're doing that still.
I ruined the episode. I'm sorry. We're gonna start talking about other stuff now. We're gonna talk about
Wait. Musashi also says that you should utilize the high ground. Obviously.
like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Exactly.
And Revenge of the Sith. Yes, Revenge of the Sith.
Stop.
Killing younglings, dude.
Stop.
What a good movie. That was the best Star Wars movie.
Yeah, I don't know why people don't like it so much.
Ah.
The fight scene was like, I mean, I was worth watching it.
Yeah, it was good. Grievous was cool.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if Miyamoto had to fight Grievous.
You would win.
Can you imagine, like, a guy with 4 rotating arms, like, zzz,
He would assess the situation.
and chop off 2 of the arms?
No, he would assess the situation, take the high ground, run away, get like 7,000 guys to just shoot him to death.
Oh, yeah. Also, Grievous had, like, terrible, like, like lung cancer or something.
Usually you smoke 12 packs a day, dude.
Yeah. He should have been smoking Juuls instead.
You should have been smoking Juuls and drinking younglings. Maybe you would have lived a healthier life.
All right, back to the podcast.
No. Star Wars is important because Star Wars is basically the Book of Fire Rings in a movie in space.
Yeah, that is true. It does use a lot of like all right, I got an example.
Don't try it, Anakin. I have the Book of Fire Rings.
Okay, but like you notice how like if you ever seen the newer episode 7, not 8, we're not gonna talk about 8, but 7. Prior to that, like you could tell there was like actually choreographed fights, like with the lightsabers. But in 7, they made them just be like, they made them basically attack like barbarians, like not knowing what they're really doing to signify like they don't actually know what they're doing. They're like, like that.
Yeah,
I thought that was interesting.
You think so?
Yeah, because like it makes sense. Like you could tell. I guess relating
There's no flow or form to it.
Relating to the podcast, you could clearly tell when there's finesse and technique versus when there's not. Especially when like. When there's 2 like people who don't know what they're doing fighting each other, it looks kind of better than if one of them did, because it wouldn't be a fight then.
I thought that the sword techniques like in depth were really cool in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like I think like I only really remember Obi-Wan's technique was called Gemso or something like that.
I mean 1 and 2 are genuinely bad, but like 3 was great. And they were like, oh no, it was a prequel, so it's bad. Like it just gets a bad name.
Whatever.
Anyway,
Anyway,
I guess you don't like Grievous, which makes you a humongous nerd
pretty much.
and dumb.
It is possible to be victorious quite quickly if you take the lead at the beginning. Obviously, take the initiative.
Get the first hit in the fighting games, you win.
Yeah, pretty much. But in the Book of Fire, it talks more about exploiting weakness, timing, taking the initiative, and disrupting rhythm. That's a good thing, disrupting rhythm, because he was talking about how like the drummers, when they would drum the march, like if you were to offset their drumming, then the march of the soldiers would like offset completely.
Yeah.
Like if you like basically like find ways to disrupt the enemy, find ways to disrupt.
A way I could relate it to like in terms today, disrupting rhythm. Like if let's say 2 boxers are fighting, right? They each got their own rhythm. If you hit the liver, it like cuts the rhythm off because it makes them get nauseous and things like that. Like a direct hit to the liver. I don't think it's actually around here. I think it's around here.
It's like right here.
It makes them like nauseous and stuff, and that just ruins their rhythm. That's why so many people aim for it when they're doing body blows.
Yeah, I mean, I know that if you hit it too hard, you can like instantly kill them though.
It's like, so sword fighting, what would disrupt their rhythm? Like if they suddenly didn't have an arm? I don't know.
Yeah.
Cut their carotid or something.
I know he emphasized in the technique that you should aim for the hands.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons, but
you
like
don't
still.
have.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people want to chop their head off thinking they're friggin' Samurai Jack, but they can't do it. That was a bad example. You never slice someone's head off.
You know what's weird is that like, and this is totally unrelated, but I feel like I have to say this in relation to Samurai Jack. In the last season, like the revival that they did, it was like this big thing. Oh, he killed somebody. When there was literally like an episode where he kills like 5 people.
Apparently, they didn't actually die.
Even though it shows him literally cutting them and them falling.
No, he didn't cut them. He's never killed a human before. Is the big deal. Like he just killed like a bunch of teenage girls. Is what brought it up.
Oh. But you know what episode I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, he didn't
with
kill
the bounty
them.
hunters, right?
He didn't kill them.
He definitely did.
He didn't slice any.
He threw a bunch of bombs at one guy and he blew up.
It's a cartoon. He probably lived.
Oh.
It stops being a cartoon when blood gets involved, I guess.
Whatever.
I don't know.
You literally see that guy fly over into the snow after he gets cut in half. Like, I mean, whatever.
So?
So like fuck it, whatever.
It's a cartoon.
Whatever. I mean, then they shouldn't have been. They should have kept it a cartoon. They shouldn't have been like edgy in the fucking last season. That season was awful. Anyway, back to the book.
No, the first 3 episodes were godly.
Okay, yeah. The first half it was good. It was amazing, but after that it was just absolutely terrible. Especially like the last scene or the last.
Whatever. This isn't a cartoon podcast.
Yeah. We need to get an animator so we can animate our episodes. Every good podcast has an animated episode. Or animated 5 seconds of footage. Book of 5 rings. Book a win.
We should become Let's Players instead. Oh, God, hell no.
Maybe.
No.
Hold on. Maybe.
No.
Maybe.
No.
What do you know about the Book of Win? So I don't have to waste my time.
Actually, not a whole lot. But I have the book right here, so I'll learn real quick.
Don't just read it as the podcast is going on.
I'm not.
Stop. Okay, I get it. You're not. Okay, anyway.
Actually, you know what? I spoiled it again because all that stuff about short swords in the right moment, it's in the Win book.
I mean, yeah. Did he invent? Did he like start? Like, did he introduce like two-handed fighting in the world of samurai
doubt
fighting? You think so?
I don't know. He's not too old, relatively speaking. I think he died in like 1830 or something.
No, it couldn't be because he lived to about like 65, and I think he was born in.
He died in 2008.
On Long Island, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he died in
a McDonald's.
He died in East Islip.
Waiting for a train.
Yeah. This train to Ronkonkoma. The next stop is Ronkonkoma.
Excellent. Just dies on the train. He's like, "Sir, can I have my ticket?" Oh my goodness!
You know, this isn't even funny to anyone who doesn't live in Long Island. But I don't care. We'll bring out Long Island culture.
He came to Long Island because it sounded like longsword.
It was like close to Japan, I guess. I guess they're both islands. Isn't Japan technically an archipelago?
I don't.
Archipelago?
I don't know.
San Pellegrino?
I don't know. But anyway, whereas most of the information given in the previous books is useful in such a way that it could still be applicable today, this book primarily is concerned with the specific details about other strategies that existed at the time. The broader lesson from this book is that an important part of understanding your own way is to understand the way your opponent is as precisely as possible. So understand know your enemy. You already spoiled it, but know your enemy. Know your enemy.
Too good.
No. Well, I told you before. Like the book is kind of redundant because he does say he does repeat things in like.
Yeah, you can keep your excuses.
Shut up, Mike.
But you gotta just understand that I'm a swordsman. I killed 50 men all by myself. And it was legal because it was war. That's the difference.
This is what war? The War of 5 Rings.
Yeah.
The war.
Oh yeah,
the war on the train from.
We were in the car. We were in the car. We were talking about bad jokes. I thought about this joke while I was frying chicken at work.
Stop! No. What?
So Miyamoto Musashi goes to KFC, right? What's he order? A bucket of fried wings.
That's not funny.
Cancel our show. We're done.
I mean, what was that,
dude? That was all leading up to it. That killer joke I came up with.
A bucket of 5 wings.
A bucket of fried wings.
Oh, fried wings.
That's what makes it a pun.
Okay, whatever. Anyway. Perspective is the product of at least 2 points. You cannot know where you are without at least one other point of view. That's actually a theory I came up with. Like, infinity only exists when there's a distance between 2 points.
That brings me back to an existential crisis I had last night. I was wondering, like, if consciousness was made What would observe the universe? Like, why would the universe even be here if nothing could observe it?
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
Why would the universe exist if nothing could observe it?
Well, I think that falls back on the saying, you are the universe experiencing itself. You are.
But I thought we were the smallest things in existence.
Well, it doesn't matter if you're small. Like, you're still experiencing it.
Matters just how you use it, I guess.
All right, so here's another quote from the Book of Wind. I mean, I guess it might be the Book of Wind. I got some from the Book of Earth and the Book of Water, so whatever. Schools that prefer to use the extra long sword, otherwise known as Nodachi, because, you know, I knew that. Well, I guess it would be the Nodachi. Anyway, do not uphold the principle of defeating the enemy in any way possible.
Yeah.
They believe that its length will afford them a win while maintaining a distance from their opponent. Wait, is he talking about a spear?
I think they are. But also, what about a gun? That's like the most range ever.
Well, I mean, well, actually, that's actually an important point, because, like, sometimes he uses the word sword metaphorically. As,
yeah,
like,
same thing with martial arts. He says martial arts, but he's really exclusively referring to sword fighting.
Yeah.
Which I was getting confused with.
Well, because the extra long sword could literally just be the arrow.
Extra long sword.
Shut up. The extra long sword could literally just be the arrow, or a spear, or a glaive, or a tetsu, or whatever.
Oh, I see what you mean. I thought you meant like the sword was like extra long.
No, because you remember how he uses the word sword to, like, sort of say.
You don't even pronounce it. It's called sword.
Stop. Jesus Christ.
What about him?
The reason he died is because he was listening to our podcast while on his way from Ronkonkoma to Ronkonkoma, and he was like,
Who, Jesus or Miyamoto?
Jesus. Miyamoto Musashi. No, Miyamoto died on the cross, and Jesus died in a duel.
I've never even been to Ronkonkoma.
I thought you were going to say I've never even been on a cross.
No.
Anyway. But yeah, I mean, he used the sword to also say strategy, like like to.
Are you guys okay?
You killed him. No, you killed him. He's dead now.
Dude, I'm a master of swordsmanship. I defeated everyone in the room. I defeated everyone in the whole room just by being here.
He's going down the hole. I mean, who is that? All right, so the Book of Five Rings. That's not even the rest of the quote. They believe that it's line one should never have preference for a certain length of sword. Tell that to the ladies.
No, but I get what he's saying. But the thing is, like, it really is a good time for everything. Like, you can't use a long sword if they're in your. Like, if I'm right here, you can't really just have the long sword. You need the short sword there.
Don't know why that scared me, but anyway.
It makes sense, though. You need to have the long sword for, like, a peripheral around you. You need the short sword in case they break that. I don't know anything shorter than a short sword. A knife? A dagger?
Well, I mean, no.
I think a short sword cuts
well,
it.
the thing about oh, no, hold on. Shut up.
The short sword cuts it.
Yeah, shut up.
Comedy gold.
Okay, this is gonna be a great episode. But anyway, it's already happening, so hopefully it's been a good episode so far.
Has it?
We've already
leave a comment.
We've already killed the cameraman, so
please leave a comment so we know how to fix ourselves before we wreck ourselves, because we do it like every day.
Pretty much. So.
You know, I stared into the camera for that, but it could have been zoomed in on you this whole time. It might not have mattered.
Yeah, that's a good point. But anyway, the wakizashi, which is the short sword for that Miyamoto was referring to, it actually isn't that long. Like, a short sword is actually like kind of long.
It is. It's like
It's like this big.
It's like 3 feet, I think.
Yeah, it's fairly big, but a wakizashi is like this. It's like this.
Yeah.
It's very short.
If someone breaks, like, that's the problem with sword fighting. Like, if something just gets into your personal space,
yeah,
your bubble, you're gonna die.
But now you got the wakizashi.
Yep.
And you can just stab him.
Shank.
I read that, like, they used to put the wakizashi in the hilt of the katana.
That's cool. What I want to do is when I'm old, I want to get a cane with a gigantic, like, not a gigantic, like a sword, and the cane's like, shh, if anyone
tries it's like a very wide cane. It's like, why is your cane so wide?
It'll be like a repair or something. Someone tries to rob my old man gains. My stocks. I'm doing a killer.
Then he whips out his smart gun, then just blasts your freaking head off.
Yeah, what if his kid has a smart gun?
Exactly.
What if my cane has a nuclear tactical nuke?
There's a bunch of old dudes just fucking robbing each other.
They start beating each other with a can at some point.
Exactly. The Walker.
Who's the guy who did that in Not Congress. He is that.
This is the state of Congress nowadays.
Wow, really topical. No, that guy during they were writing the Constitution, that old guy showed up and was it Hamilton? He beat up that one guy with a cane.
I think that was Diogenes. I'm kidding.
No, it wasn't Diogenes. In America, it was Diogenes. I guess he got off the friggin' train in rom-com.
Yeah. Behold, I have a Long Islander. Right.
Masashi-san, or whatever you'd call him. Yeah, you call him that, I think.
Senpai. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I could, because I actually do martial arts. I guess I could call him Sensei, rather.
But I guess to complete the Book of the Wind, slow and steady is superior to fast and erratic. Speed is not always an aspect to the wave strategy. And act instinctively. Stick to one's training. Focus on what works, what you know. And don't stay fixed, be progressive. Flow with the wind, that sort of thing.
Makes sense. You know what would break my heart? If someone made fun of me for doing martial arts in the comments, like, what do you do, sumo? I'd be like, I'm gonna just
die.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it's all do their own shit.
I cancel it. He's like, well, like I couldn't handle the banter.
Jeez, imagine if we get like 3 copyright strikes for mentioning his name.
He's dead.
Is he? He died in 2008, dude. His copyright still,
right.
yeah. 75 years.
Yeah, you're right.
He's still on that train to this day.
We're not funny. No,
I mean, I'm not funny. I mean, I think I'm not funny that much.
you're funny.
Maybe.
Funny looking.
All right, so the last book, the Book of the Void, or also the Book of Nothingness.
Emptiness.
Emptiness. Nothingness, emptiness.
We're another
void,
Taoist point to make here.
Can you explain to me again what the Taoists think of nothingness?
No, I can't.
Okay. Well, although short, the Void book lists philosophically the nature of both human knowledge and other things.
No, I'll tell you.
Okay.
Emptiness is basically essentially saying that it's like saying like there can't be anything without emptiness, so that emptiness is revered highly. Like it's better to start with nothing than to start with a bunch of bullshit.
All right.
In this case, though, it's more saying that not knowing and the unknown don't even exist, yet they do. Mm-hmm. It's another one of those fancy paradoxes that Doctor Who gets into. Mm-hmm. I think. I don't know. I've never seen it.
I've never seen it either. I hear he gets into a lot of paradoxes. But
so do I.
Yeah. But the Void book especially deals with that which cannot be seen.
Yeah. Like fear and stuff like that.
Exactly. By knowing things that exist, you can know that which does not exist. That sort of thing.
Yeah. Makes sense. You gotta know it is there to know it's not there. Like that glass of water over there, it's not there.
There's no glass of water.
Exactly. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in the time you went to look, I gotta slice your throat, and I win.
Is that...
I'm a master, dude, I'm telling you.
In the Book of Nothing, according to Musashi, is the true meaning of the strategy of neat.
Neat?
Hold on.
Neat.
Hold on.
I hope Chris is watching.
No, damn, it's maybe this is familiar to you. It's Niten Ichiryu.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I believe it's a technique in the fighting styles that he's talking about. It's something about...
Actually, no, it does sound familiar.
It's Niten Ichiryu. I believe it's... I think that's just the Japanese, phrasing of the wave strategy, I think.
I don't know.
I can't remember, but...
I know very few Japanese words from...
I think that's what it is.
My time period of ass kicking. Getting my ass kicked. It's actually how I actually got this headband. I got my ass kicked so bad they gave me a consolation prize.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it was in judo?
Yeah. He was like, yeah, here's your award for really getting your face pummeled into the dirt. I'm like, oh, thanks. Sometimes we intentionally lose because the award for losing is so much better than the trophy.
Really?
This is one of those times.
Oh, Jesus. But, I believe that's what he's talking about. It seems very esoteric in nature because he emphasizes that you must learn to perceive that which you cannot understand or comprehend. He notes that in this void, what can be comprehended are things which we do not do and see, such as the way of the warrior, martial arts, and Niten Ichiryu, which I'm guessing is the way of strategy. So so I think you're saying like what these metaphysical things, even though you can't actually touch them, shit. Oh God. No, it's.
What's wrong?
No,
You got something?
No, I just had a brain fart. A really bad one.
All right, so I'll just read a passage.
Hold on. No. I got this. Hold on. I got this. Hold on. Don't worry not. I will see this through. I'm convicted. I'm progressive. I'm flowing with the wind, in the water, in the earth.
Fire.
Wait, if you grind up earth and just throw it off a cliff, doesn't it flow? So can't you just flow?
It falls. It doesn't make any freaking
Well, I mean,
sense.
no. Like if you toss a rock down like a hill, like I mean, it's still falling, but so does water. So is the rock flowing?
The rock is going to come to an end very soon compared to the water.
So does water. Oh well, no. It evaporates, then goes up. I guess doing whatever.
Yeah, the rock doesn't fly into the sky.
Look at that rock. It's evaporating.
That would be horrible for me since I collect minerals.
The rock cycle's beautiful.
If they all just started ascending into the sky.
Yeah, it's going up. It's rapture for rocks.
Pigeon?
Exactly. It's rapture for rocks, dude. Imagine if it just rains rocks in the water. Imagine if you mine water and it rains rocks. It's like Jupiter, dude.
What a good book. I'm so glad I bought it and read it.
Wow. You just rub it in. Why don't you? Anyway. Oh, jeez.
I like books.
At the same time, in the void, things we do not see, do or see, which he calls the spirit, are part of the information which we perceive on a conscious level, but with which we have no physical relationship.
Like fear.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. No, that's what was about to complete my thought.
Spoiled it again.
No. But I was saying how like things like Bushido, he's saying they don't actually exist, but you do have a spiritual connection to them, and they manifest in the actions that you take.
Yeah.
So he's basically just saying how like there's a connection between.
In a really simplistic way of thinking about it, you can't slash it with a sword.
Yeah, actually, Actually, he's sort of bolstering this idea that I've been sort of having that has been reiterated before, that there are truths and then there are values. Like, there's facts and then there's sort of values. There's things that we can't actually necessarily explain because they're such a part of us. And then there are things in the world that we can measure.
Yeah, like worrying. Like I'm anxious all the time. I'm always on edge.
Yeah, fair enough.
But it's not even there. I'm just always I'm going through it.
I guess to close off on the Book of the Void and on the Book of Five Rings, this is the last book. In the void is virtue. Excuse me, jeez, and no evil. Wisdom has experience. Principle has existence. The way has essence. Spirit is nothingness.
Facts.
Yeah. So I iterate that because it's a little confusing. In the void is virtue and no evil. Wisdom has existence. Principle has existence. The way has existence. Spirit is nothingness.
And the way is definitely a Taoist reference.
Yeah. So he's obviously saying how like these things exist, but they're not necessarily physical.
Yeah, they don't have to be.
They don't have to be, but you
That's
can
the
still
beauty.
feel them.
All right, so let's RP. You got to be a swordsman, and I'm a swordsman.
All right.
But let's say I'm the swordsman. You gotta bring up the name of his school too. I think it was the School of Two Skies, I believe. We'll look at this.
You've been taught by Miyamoto Musashi, and I've been taught by some schmuck down the street.
All right, so let's say I'm like really close to you right there. Let's say I got my short sword here, and you got your long sword, but you can't quite stab.
Well, that's good RP. I guess I'm dead. Goodbye, everybody.
I win. Do you think there's a way we could RP something like this?
RP literally just to service yourself. Amazing.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, what do you want to RP?
I don't. Do you really want to do RP? I haven't think of it.
I think it's a fan favorite, but I can't think of one in this moment.
Is it really?
I'm technically a fan, and it's my favorite. I'm the first person to like our videos on YouTube.
Okay, let's RP.
And the last sometimes.
Okay, let's RP the daimyo. Okay, I'm the daimyo of some castle town, and you're Miyamoto Musashi, and you have to explain to me why the hell your swordsman technique is so better.
Did he even live in the time of the daimyos?
I think so.
I don't think he did.
Whatever.
Let's say the emperor or something. Some guy.
Whatever. Jesus, you want to do RP? We got 5 minutes. We have less than 5 minutes.
How do you know?
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, I'm the Daimyo. You gotta explain to me why your shitty, weird, and two-handed technique is better than my one-handed technique.
Because I'm prepared for any situation. Whereas if you lose your one sword, you're like, oh man.
Really? What if I send all these guards? Like, there's about 10 of them around. What if I send them all? I'll just freaking lop your head off right now. You're prepared.
I'm better than all of them.
You're better than all of them.
Me with all these things and all these beautiful things and training against to fight 10 people. Yeah, no.
Really?
If you had 1,000 people and I brought 100, you'd lose.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
If I brought 1,000, you brought 10,000, you'd lose.
So where are the? You have 100 guys. You can just summon at a will. Really? Right
Yeah,
now.
they're back there.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Behind
This is a hostile takeover.
really? You're coming. Okay, so the Daimyo's
Oh,
dead.
yeah, that guy over there has a flintlock, so he just shot you.
Oh, really? I didn't know Miyamoto Musashi was such a warlord.
My version is, it's called Liberties.
Creative
It's like,
freedom.
creative freedom. Like in Jesus Christ Superstar, they started off with planes flying and they're all singing. Ain't nobody sung back then. Well, they did, but not, I don't think it was Jesus.
And listen, you.
We're bringing up way too much Christianity. I'll use a different example. What's another great event that happened in history?
So wait, are we ending ERP?
The Hindenburg crashing the flames. Who was singing?
I don't
If
know.
I want them to, they did.
What if they made it into a musical soon after? Just like that guy who made the 9/11 joke a day after it happened.
That was Gilbert Gottfried.
I know.
I wish I could do a good. I wish I could do a good Gilbert Gottfried.
I don't actually know what he
impression.
sounds like. What movie
I
did he
don't
play in?
wanna say anything.
Do I recognize the character from a movie that he played in? Or something?
Miyamoto. I can't do it. I don't have the voice.
If you heard his voice, you'd know it.
Oh wait, he's the guy from Cyber Chase.
He was in Cyber Chase. I think he was the parrot.
He's a.
You can't do it.
Miyamoto Musashi or something like that, right? You know what I'm
Kind
getting
of.
at, right? That's Gilbert Gottfried?
That's Gilbert
He
Gottfried.
made his 9/11 joke.
Could you imagine
What
if
an ass!
It's not even like it could have been anyone else. No one would have cared. But just his voice. Like, how could you say something like that with that voice? How dare you?
Gottfried!
That was close enough.
Listen here, Emperor. I'm Miyamoto Musashi.
We should get him on the show.
Yeah, we should.
Which, by the way, we're gotta go down soon. We should probably pay it. We didn't go down yet, did we?
I'm the ghost of Gilbert Gottfried.
Let's play homage to the Beat Birds
Oh, shh.
because we didn't do that yet.
Beatbird headphones, Biodynamic. Buy them. Amazon, their website. You know what to do.
I'm sorry for doing it 3 times, but I'm really partial to them. They're cool.
Yes, they are very
And
nice.
orange is a cool color. Highly underrated.
It's
All right.
black.
I might come.
Domo arigato gozaimasu, everybody.
Go Menace.
We are going down.